Welcome to FCGC Gymnastics tutorial on answering the phone. At FCGC Gymnastics, answering the phone is extremely important. It is sometimes the first point of contact for new members or for people first coming to our gymnastics club. It is also a useful resource for all of our members. It is extremely important that we offer a service that is valuable, efficient, and of the highest possible quality. The way we answer the phone is important. We of course should answer the phone with FCGC Gymnastics in our greeting so they know who they've called. It's also important that we answer with a smile in our voice. We answer showing that we are eager to assist the person on the other end of the phone. Our goal is to, wherever possible, respond to the call so that no follow-up call is required. This offers the best possible service to our members as they get the response that they need immediately. It is also more efficient as we are not required to then call them back, potentially have to leave a message, to which they call back and potentially leave a message, and the cycle continues. The most efficient and the best possible service is to respond to the call so that no follow-up call is required. There will be occasions where a follow-up call is required. Perhaps you're returning a message from the answering machine and they're unavailable. They haven't answered the phone, so you need to leave a message. That call will need to be followed up. If this is the case, you will need to add their details to the phone register so that a follow-up call can be made. Another example is that perhaps you don't have the training or knowledge to respond to the call effectively. In this occasion, you will also need to add details to the phone register so that this call can be followed up and dealt with as soon as possible. If the required follow-up call is from someone who has an I-Class account with us, then it is also important that we leave a note on their family file. That way, the person who follows up the call can check the notes to see all the background information to best serve our members. When rostered on to answer the phone, you will also be required to return calls from messages left and also calls from the phone register. We would like these calls to be made as soon as possible. If you have the training and the knowledge to respond to the call, you should action it as soon as possible. There will be occasions where you're on a call that needs to be transferred to another person who is more appropriately qualified or knowledgeable in the area. If you need to transfer the call, you can do this immediately so that the call can be responded to straight away. If the person is unavailable, you'll need to send them an email. If, however, you're unsure who to refer the call to, then you should refer the call to the duty manager. They are best situated to understand who the most appropriate person is to deal with the call.
Okay, we've got Jackie here. She's going to show us how we answer the phone here at FCGC. So once the phone call comes through, you'll see on the phone here, when it rings, you can see the light flashing call 1. So we press that.
Good afternoon, FCGC Gymnastics. How can I help you?
Okay, if the member asks to speak to someone else, so to transfer the call, we find the appropriate person on the keypad, in this case Tammy. We click on that button and that'll call through to Tammy's phone. If the phone continues to ring and it is not answered and they're not in the office, then to get the person back, we press on the flashing green light there, call 1, and that'll bring them back.
Hello, you there? Sorry, Tammy's not in her office. I can put you through to Alison if you like. Hold the line, please.
So now we're finding Alison and we click on that button and that's ringing through to Alison. Once Alison answers...
Hi, Alison. I've got a call for you. Thank you.
And then we can just pick up and hang up. And you see there then that light just stays on for Alison because she's on the phone helping them now. Thank you.
It's important to utilise iClass Pro whenever interacting with our members or members of the public in order to offer the best possible customer service. When talking to someone on the phone, whether we get the information from the phone register or perhaps they've called, we want to straight away see if we can find them on our database. Sometimes people will say they've never been to our facility before, but perhaps we have them on our database anyway, so it's always worth checking. If when they call, for example, they said, "Hey, it's Tammy here, I'm just inquiring about gymnastics," I would straight away type in Tammy to see if we have any Tammys. From there, I might ask to confirm either their email or phone number or ask their surname. So, "Hey Tammy, what's your surname there?" And if she said Robinson, I can now type that in and say that we have a Tammy Robinson. I can then say, "It looks like we have you on our database system. Can I just confirm your email?" Once the email is confirmed, I can see that I have them on the system. If I don't have them on the system, we can continue to serve them as best we can. However, if they are on the system, it's always a good idea to look into their account to see if there's any information that may help us to serve them better. Once I open up the family account, I can see many things, like what students they have on. I can see some history of what classes they've been enrolled in, and by clicking on all or past, I can see what they've done in the past to give me an idea if they've trialled before, done makeups before, and what classes they've previously been enrolled in. It's also a good idea to check the notes to see if there's a note on file that may be appropriate to the conversation that I'm having. If I was unable to finish the completed call and the follow-up call was required, I would need to add them to the phone register. When doing this, I would also add a note to the file. So I would add a new note here and put what they were inquiring about. So perhaps they were inquiring about a trial class for Ryan. So I'd put that as the subject. In here, I could type what the information is they required or any notes that may be applicable. Once I've typed this in, I can then copy this information into the phone register as well. By utilising iClass, we're able to provide the best possible customer service. Answering the phone is an important part of FCGC services. It's important you are familiar with iClass, with Office 365 and the Membership Services Team SharePoint site, particularly the phone register, and also with our website. The more knowledge you have, the better able you will be to serve all of our members and the community.